You already know the truth, but you're avoiding what it is asking of you. This is the reading where you take your life back. What cycle, belief, or dynamic is currently shaping this person's reality? The destroyer. Where has this person surrendered their power? My viewer surrendered their power. One or two cards, please. Where has my viewer surrendered their power? 3. I accept. Learning in faith. The 9th house. Uranus, change and new beginnings. Taurus, the sensual. What I am seeing is an individual who has discovered something within themselves. They know a truth that they're resisting. You know something in you is calling you to action, right? There's something out of alignment in your life, likely with another individual or a work setting or one of those types of an environment or an individual relationship that you were resisting this change to. But now you're stepping into this, into your Taurus energy, like a bull in a china shop. Okay, so you've learned something, but you're resisting taking action on what you have learned. Well, unresolved, no. What illusion keeps you compliant to this resistance? Just holding that bull at bay. Sorry, I need to move this out of the way. What illusion is keeping you compliant to this resistance? This resistance that is holding you back. It's keeping you compliant. So this is animals and companionship. Fecundity in the rain is your production, what you are harvesting, your work and your effort you're producing. So what I see in this is that you believe that this relationship I'm seeing work. Getting a really strong, you believe that this relationship with this work or this career path or this opportunity is going to bring you the abundance that you've been seeking. Let's see what the next one is. What truths are you ready to live? This could be a person, like you've invested in this relationship, like the fecundity and rain. That's your investment. That's how much effort and emotion, right? Water is emotion. And Taurus, when Taurus has put momentum towards something, they don't change direction fast. They're stubborn. They're bullheaded. They're very grounded earth energies. The earth doesn't move quickly. And when it is applied that amount of effort to anything, in relationship, this is the resistance. They don't want to deny this effort. You do not want to deny the effort that you've put into this. It's really a resistance to seeing all the effort coming to naught. But what you've learned and what is destroying this ideal that you're resisting, you've learned that it is, and you're resisting this change. There is a new beginning calling you. And once you see this, you can't unsee it. And that is what creates that destroyer energy, right? Now you are consciously aware of the cognitive dissonance that you are experiencing. You know, like that's what the whole point of this. You're giving over your power to resisting this change, to staying in relationship with this person, this career, this opportunity, this situation. What truth is my viewer ready to live? I'll step that in. Confidence in your magic. You're ready to step into your power. Let's see. In order to step fully into power, boundary needs to be set. Boundary needs to be set. Oh, I thought I saw one flip over. It didn't flip over. Thought I saw one flip in the deck. This is the Necromancer card. And what that says is, amidst the whispers of the dead, where mysteries are spread, what should have been gone still here remains. This is the boundary that needs to be established is not applying energy to things that aren't growing, right? Like we don't water dead plants. If this relationship isn't growing, it is time to let it go, whatever this relationship is. And that is hard to face, mostly because it's the ego wanting to admit we were wrong and applied this effort, right? We don't want to admit that we applied that much energy and lost that, right? There's a grief of the life we didn't live, right? There was a dream and a vision in this when you started. There was absolutely nothing wrong in that dream and vision that you started with, right? You went into this with intentions aimed in the right direction. You didn't mean harm. But somewhere along the lines, this has become a prison and a cage, right? It is died, and you're still pouring water into it, trying to resurrect it. But you have learned, it's coming, okay? What decision restores authority? What decision will restore your authority in this? This is a lot of pain. It's okay to acknowledge that pain. Like, that pain has a purpose. It teaches us what we value, right? And you didn't lose anything in this relationship. You learned that you valued those things. There were virtues and assets in that goal, right? You're not losing any of that. And in this situation, letting go of whatever this is allows them to build in a direction that was truly made for them, because you're in the way of their ability to do that. And in letting go, you're also getting them out of the way of where you are supposed to be, right? It's you're standing at the stop sign with each other, and neither of you is making the way forward at the crossing, at the crossroads, right? One of you has to make the move first, and it's your time. Okay. Decision restores authority. Be careful not to be drawn into a false sense of security. Security begins only when trust has been established. Resistance to leave the comfort zone. Okay, this is not wanting to grieve the life that should have been but never happened. And there are so many people in the world that carry this phantom grief that they don't have a language for. But you're at a point where you can see it. Just needs to be acknowledged within yourself, right? You were attempting to establish security, and somewhere along the lines you've lost it in this. It's okay to realize the road you were on isn't where you were supposed to keep traveling. Okay? So look to your security. What do you need to do to reestablish your own personal security? Okay, and this may be no longer investing your energy and effort in this area where it is not being used well. And this doesn't always mean you need to cut off relationships or end situations entirely. It means quit pouring your energy into the people and situations and things where it is not growing. It is not producing fruit, right? That is like being able to differentiate where those lines are, right? Because a boundary is teaching you how to look after yourself in situations. And so everybody's level of trust that you extend towards them is a little bit different. It's okay to just be learning how to navigate that a little. And this may be a little bit of a pullback. I don't feel like it is, but it may be. But you need to look at where your security is and admit this truth to yourself, that you have been watering something that is dead. All right. What single thing, what shows, and what will be the sign to my viewer when they are entering the new phase, when this has been accomplished for them? What will be their sense of self in this? What will be their sign? They have stepped into this energy and set this boundary. The Sailor, new influences and wanderlust. As soon as you do this for yourself, you will see movement in your life. New opportunities will appear, right? Doors will begin to open again. The stagnancy will end. And it may be small things at first, but each door will lead to more doors and opportunities, and they will compile and compound. They'll begin stacking upon each other, okay? So when you begin to feel that momentum, movement, or even just the call and the itch to move forward, answer. Go with that, right? Have confidence in your ability to create, because you are a creator. You are the author of your life. So when you feel that call, trust yourself, because you had this power. This is what you learned in this, that even when you were facing things that were dead, you were still productive and able to create. So this has nothing to do about them. You don't lose anything in letting go of this, because you are the creator. You're just getting them out of your way and you're getting out of their way. They are just on a different timeline than you. Leave them alone. Let them do their thing. Let them be magic in their own world. You're not in the same movie anymore. That's okay. It's okay. We love them and send them on their way. We don't waste our time with it anymore, because we spend our time in places we don't belong and we allow the stagnancy to happen. All that piles up is a bunch of bullshit. What support? What internal or external? What support? I'm going to screw the internal, external. What support is available to my viewer to help them that will show up as they are making these steps? So another sign you are going in the direction of your greatest good and highest potential is these supports will begin to show up. The Smith. These are when you are in those situations of overthinking something, someone, an opportunity will step in to interrupt it and show you the actionable step. And if you catch yourself overthinking, pause, breathe, treat the thoughts like clouds, and go back to your original calm thought. Where was the statement? Intuition, spirit, source speaks in statements, because spirit knows what it came here to do. And it knows it did not come here to shovel bullshit. It came here to sail, to create, to build things. So when you catch yourself overthinking, go back to the statement thought. I need to build this thing. I need to do this thing. Whenever the argument started, that was ego. Ego argues, ego questions, ego challenges, undermines. Spirit source knows. Spirit source is the one that says, you need to move. Not a, maybe I should move. Gosh, this seems like a possibility. It's a no, you need to take action on this thing and go. And when you do, you'll see people come in with the skills and abilities to help you build, or the resources and opportunities will appear that will help you build. Okay. What message, last card, what message does my viewers, evolved self, future self, want to send back to them about where they will end up, what this is bringing them towards if they answer these calls and are able to take action on this thing they're resisting taking action on? You feel like it's going to just destroy everything. And that's okay to acknowledge that fear. We all have that. But after this passes, message does the future self send back to my viewer now? One, every time I see the peacock, I get the warning, duplicitous peacock, right? Be careful of the illusions, the showy, shiny things, sparkle and make promises, but do not take actions or offer growth. They sparkle and shine, they say all the right things, have the flashy delivery. Be cautious. You are in a transformation stage. You are using this to grow and develop. This is ego. The positive side of that, and returning to the future message thing, right? This is your future self sending back to you. You are the butterfly. You are in the chrysalis. So your body, what was, is being broken down and dismantled in order to build towards what will be your peacock era. Right? Instead of building so that somebody else can take advantage of the fruits of your labor and live in their shiniest era, you are going to take command. Like, these three are where you're heading. They're trying to get you to come here and step into these energies for yourself. And that will transform all of this. You've learned already what you need to know. You just need to take action. And when you do, and allow those energies to destroy what need to crumble, you'll transform and you'll step into your own peacock area where you can shine and strut on the work that you have done for yourself. And you'll be living in your best era. Take some time and allow yourself to own the grief for the versions of life that never happened, the relationships that never became what they promised to be, the paths that collapsed, the timelines that you imagined living, and the identities that you thought you would grow into. These are the things that stop us dead in our tracks. These are the unmourned losses still shaping our present decisions, these dreams that we didn't get to finish. And most of us carry this without language because this is a grief that doesn't have a funeral. When we are sitting in this unprocessed grief state, it manifests as stagnation, emotional numbness, the narcolepsy, the emotional numbness, the chronic comparison to others and where they are. And oftentimes we're comparing ourselves to people we don't even fucking respect. But we get stuck there because we see them living something we don't have. And this leads us to difficulty committing to new paths. We get into the comfort zone. Okay? But if you allow this tower to happen, and the tower is going to happen anyway, you put it off, it'll fall on its own. But it just compiles and compounds and gets bigger, but it will fall. If you work with it, answer those calls, those compulsions forward, the intuition, have confidence in your ability to create. You've proved it through this whole thing, this race of endurance that you've been in. You've done nothing but prove that you're full of magic and creative ability. You are the smith and you are the sailor. You just need to go. Okay? Direct that ego towards your future self, towards your goals, towards this transformation. And instead of staying stuck visualizing the past, because those were ingredients that went into who you are now, ingredients. Aim all of that energy at that future vision for yourself. See who you can be, want to be in the future, and make all of your choices today aimed at that. You can do that and acknowledge your grieving at the same time. you need help with that, reach out. I can help direct you in the ways that have helped me and resources that have helped others. All I've got.